Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to the Doctor of Education Virtual Office Hour. My name is Sion John. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions. And here with me, I also have a colleague from the Office of Admissions, and she will introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Tanya McMillan. I am an admissions coordinator here at the School of Education. Welcome. So we'll get started today. I see that we do have questions that have been put into our chat box. One of the first ones we have is, how are the GREs weighted in the admissions process for the EdD program? Does it help to have transfer credits from a master's program? So I will begin by saying that our program here is 90 credits. Usually most master's programs are 36 credits, so you would transfer in automatically upon admission to the program 36 credits from your master's, and then you'd have to complete 54 at the doctoral level. As far as the GRE goes, it is not required for this program. It is optional, so you're not required to have a GRE score. However, if you have taken the GRE within the last 5 years and would like to share favorable scores as a part of the application process, we do welcome you to send those scores in. It's not weighted in the admissions process at this point in time. The last cohort year, we did have students that did opt to include GRE scores. Only 35% of students admitted had GRE scores as a part of their application. Another question we have is, I'm interested in the Mind, Brain, and Teaching program, about how many students typically are in the concentration in each class. So typically each cohort would range in size from about 65 to 70 overall. Usually that will break down about 15 students to 20 students per cohort, depending on the cohort year.
Thank you, Tanya. The next question we have is, what type of financial aid options are available for doctoral students? One thing I would like to mention is that SOE, we do offer a limited number of merit-based scholarship amount that is ranging from anywhere to $500 to $2,000. You do not need to fill out an application for the merit-based scholarship. The EdD admissions will select students for the merit-based scholarship. And again, no application needs to be submitted for that.
Thank you, Sion. We do have a question about our EdD program, asking if it is an online program, and yes, the program is a fully online program.
The next question is, do you need to take the GRE to qualify for the merit-based scholarship? No, the GRE, again, is not a requirement. It is optional for the EdD program. And you do not need to submit that, to qualify for the merit-based scholarship.
We have another question. For students who do not submit GRE scores, did they submit other test scores instead? No, we don't accept any other test scores in lieu of the GRE.
Next question is, how many students are accepted each year? I will share that last year, the admit rate was 36% for fall 2021. And we are anticipating for fall 2022, approximately 65 to 70 students will be accepted.
We have a question about an MBA. I have an MBA. Does that count towards the 90 credits in the same way that Master's in Education would? Yes, your MBA, your Master's in Business Administration would count and be reviewed as would another master's area. I will say that you do not have to only have a Master's in Education to apply to our EdD program.
Thank you. The next question is, can the EdD be completed entirely online? So yes, it is an online asynchronous program.
We have another question. What about a graduate certificate in higher ed that's 15 credits? Would that be brought over if applicable? So for a graduate certificate, unless it's the doctoral level, it will be considered for transfer of credit. Your master's would be considered for transfer of credit. And then if you have any doctoral credits that you want to be considered, the maximum amount of credit we would consider would be 6 additional transfer of credit into the program. And that would have to be reviewed at the time of admission by our faculty review committee.
The next question we have is there any residency during the program? Yes, there is a summer residency. So for the last 2 cohort years, our EdD residencies have been in a virtual format due to the effects of COVID-19. So the format for fall 2022 has not been determined yet. And please keep in mind, for those who are not able to attend if it is an in-person, these orientation videos are recorded and they can be viewed online.
Someone is asking, would the resume be significantly different than a professional career resume? So you can certainly have your professional career resume. Some applicants do opt to use a CV format. That's really at your discretion, but a professional resume would certainly be fine.
The next question we have is, how many times during the doctoral program would we have to come on campus? So if the summer residency is in person, it is highly recommended. But like I said, if you're not able to attend, it is recorded. But for the program itself, it is an asynchronous online program.
Okay, I do see a question from international students that received a Master of Philosophy in Nursing Studies from King's College in London. I'm a Group Deputy Chief Nursing Officer and leading the Nursing Education Department. One thing I will mention for all international students that are on the webinar currently, you would have to have a credential evaluation, course by course evaluation done of your credentials from schools that are outside of the United States. And then as a part of the admissions process, your credential evaluation would need to be sent into us so we could review equivalency to meet our requirement here for our program. I see another question. Should the application essay include a preliminary review of academic literature in my area of interest? So your application essay would really focus on the problem of practice that you determine and that you're aligning your specialization with, the specialization that you select within the EdD program. And you'll see on our website, there is a link there that would have the details of the essay as far as what should be included. It should be 750 words. And you would really have to align your problem of practice that you'll be pursuing in the program along with your specialization of choice as well.
We have a question in regards to the tuition for the program. So the online Doctor of Education program, please note that is $1,638 per credit. For the typical size of the cohort, I've already answered something very similar to this. For fall 2022, again, we're anticipating approximately 65 to 70 students will be accepted.
I do have a question. I'm not sure if this was answered before, but how are students able to develop connections within the cohorts or their Zoom classes, meetings, check-ins? I'm looking for a program that allows me to learn from my fellow classmates. So this is an online program, primarily asynchronous. However, there are residencies every year that you are coming together with others in your cohort. They've been virtual in the past due to COVID-19, but you're able to correspond that way. And also there will be very few synchronous sessions where you can connect with others in your cohort as well. And of course, you will be establishing relationships and exchanging, of course, contact details when you are connecting with your fellow classmates as well. And this program will definitely help facilitate that.
The next question we have is it possible to see a list of the required courses that need to be taken to complete the EdD program? So if you go on the school's website and click on the Doctor of Education webpage, you should be able to see the EdD program structure, and it kind of lays out the types of courses you'll be taking for the EdD program. And there are no fees for the in-person summer residency, for the question of asking if there's additional fees for an in-person summer residency. The next question we have is regards to the letters of recommendation. Is a letter of recommendation from a previous employer acceptable? Yes, we are able to accept 3 professional references in lieu of an academic reference. We have someone asking about the GRE, how it's weighted and the admissions into the EdD program. Please note that the GRE is not a requirement for admissions consideration to the EdD program. So it's an optional for an applicant to submit a GRE test score as part of the application. So submission of a GRE test score, it's an opportunity for an applicant to present additional evidence of the quantitative and verbal skills required for the doctoral level study. In regards to transfer credits from a master's program, so to earn the EdDs, so a student must have a total of 90 graduate credits. We accept 36 transfer credits from the student's master's degree upon admission. The next question is, what is the typical length of time taken to complete the program for the average admitted student? So the average completion time period for this program is anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Next question we have, can the EdD program be paired with other JHU degree programs? So here at the School of Education, we're one of 9 schools in the Hopkins University system. Our program has to be done independently. We cannot be combined with any other School of Education programs. If you do opt to pursue other JHU programs, that's certainly at your discretion. Keep in mind, there may be issues if you're doing funding with financial aid or something of that nature, but that's certainly at your own discretion to pursue other programs that's outside of the School of Education.
The next question we have is, if a person wants to focus on higher education, which division or program of practice, which one would typically choose? And I'm not sure if the program practice is relating to maybe the specialization, but again, we have students who are very interested in higher education select one of the out of the 4 specialization. It just varies depending on your problem of practice. And if you would like to have a very detailed, like one-on-one conversation in regards to your problem of practice, I highly recommend, and it will be sent to you to everyone via email, the faculty contact form, and you'll be able to have a discussion in regards to, again, how to, again, getting advice on the problem of practice.
This question we have, what does the dissertation look like? Is it a 3-year thing or something that is worked on throughout the program? So the problem of practice is the applied dissertation, and that's worked on throughout the program. It's an ongoing problem of practice that you're working on, and it's an applied dissertation model.
The next question is, when are admissions decisions released? Admissions decisions will be released mid-March. The next question I'm seeing is, are we able to get connected to current students or alums to have a one-on-one meeting to learn about their experience? Absolutely. There's an email on our slide, the SOE admission support. Feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to connect you with a current student or alum, again, aligned to the specialization that you're interested in.
Another question we have, how are students able to develop connections within their cohorts? Are there Zoom classes, meetings to check in? I'm looking for a program that allows me to learn from my fellow classmates. I think we did get a similar question before. And yes, this program does facilitate that. You are able to connect with your classmates through your cohort via personal contact information that is shared when you network with your others in your cohort, also over the residency period as well. And you will definitely be able to have connections and network within this program with your other cohort members.
The next question is, how many letters or references are we allowed to submit? You are, for the EdD program, the number is 3 references.
And we have a question, a specific question. I'm entering the program with a prior doctorate and master's degree. Would I need to complete 54 credits to complete the EdD program? We would have to, of course, see your documents, your official transcripts as a part of the admissions process. We won't be able to determine exactly. I'm not sure if your degree is international within the US, but we would have to see those official transcripts in order to determine exactly how many credits you would have to complete, but I'm sure it would be within that 54 credit model initially, a minute, at least at the maximum 54 credits would have to be completed at the doctorate level if you're coming in with 36. If you have other doctoral credits, as I stated before, you would need to, we would let you know once you review those transcripts if an additional 6 doctoral credits can be transferred in. But again, that would have to be determined once all of your official documentation and transcripts are reviewed as a part of the application process.
The next question is, when does the next cohort start and what are the specializations? So the next cohort is for fall 2022, and the specializations that are being offered is mind brain teaching, instructional design and online teaching and learning, entrepreneurial leadership and education, and urban education. The next question I'm seeing is for the students that did not submit GRE scores, did they submit other test scores instead? No, we did not accept any other test scores. And again, GRE scores are optional.
We have another question regarding test scores. Can we submit standardized tests from 6 years ago? Primarily, if you wanted to be considered as a part of your GRE score specifically. If it's outside of 6 years, you can share a score report, but that won't be really taken into consideration if it's not within the 5-year time frame for GRE scores. You can certainly request a score report to be sent to us. But again, standardized test scores, in order to be reviewed as a part of the admissions process, would have to be taken within the last 5 years.
The next question we have is the deadline date to apply for the EdD program. So the application deadline date is January 14, 2022.
We have a question. How are students mentored in the EdD program? Do they have one distinct advisor for the capstone or work with a panel or group? So all of our EdD admitted students do have, of course, you come in with your executive sponsor that would serve as a personal advocate and mentor to you while in the program, but then you're also connected to an EdD faculty advisor that would specialize in your specific area of specialization as well. And you'd be paired with that faculty advisor for the life of the program as well.
The next question is, do students need a specific number of years of professional experience before they can attend the program? No, we don't have a specific number of years of professional experience for this program.
Another question we have is, how many semesters are offered during the academic year? So during the academic year, there would be a fall, spring, and summer term. However, the period of admission for the program is only fall, but for academic purposes, you do have 3 semesters during an academic year.
The next question we have is, do you have alumni profiles available? I see some alumni for the General School of Education, but want to learn more about the background of those who are in the Doctor of Education program. We actually just had the student panel virtual webinar not too long ago, and it is posted on the school's website on the recorded events page. So you are able to view that, the student panel webinar. In addition, if you're interested in speaking to a student ambassador, then again, there's an email on this slide. Feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to connect you with one of our alums of the program.
Thank you, Sion. That sort of relates to another question I see here. Can you talk about a typical profile of your students, number of years of professional experience, where they come from, what types of careers within education they've had? Definitely refer to that EdD panel webinar that we've had recently. On that webinar, we've had 2 alumni of the program and 2 current students from all varying backgrounds that will give you a perspective of as well of our students and their experiences within the program and their backgrounds as well.
The next question is regards to this webinar. Could we reach the recording of the webinar? So we'll be sending the recorded video within 1 week after this event is complete. The next question we have is the number of classes able to be taken per term flexible. So typically EdD students typically take two 3 credit classes per semester. I encourage you to see the EdD program page to review the EdD structure.
Next question we have, I'm not sure if this was asked before. What would happen if the executive sponsor changed or was not able to continue? For that, you have to be in touch with your faculty advisor, letting them know if there's an issue with your executive sponsor due to unforeseen circumstance. And then they would give you guidance on how to go about finding another executive sponsor that would fulfill that requirement.
The next question is, I know this program is designed for people who are working full-time. About how many hours per week should I expect to spend on my studies and work for this program? So a few of our alumni have shared that students typically spend approximately 2 to 3 hours per day. And then during the week, and 8 to 10 hours total during the weekend for 2 courses. So around approximately it'd be 18 to 25 hours per week.
Another question we have, how does communication with course professors work within the program? So again, communication would be by email, there'd be a lot of correspondence. That way, of course, since it is an online program, and there are some additional recorded events that synchronous events that you would be attending. If you're able to attend them live, that's certainly a way to connect as well. You're given advance notice of when those synchronous sessions are, so you can make adjustments if you're in an alternate time zone. If it does not work with your time zone, the synchronous sessions are recorded as well.
The next question is the entire program is online? Is there any aspect in person or on the campus? Like I mentioned, the entire program is an asynchronous online program. There is a summer residency. For the last 2 cohort years, our EdD residents have been in a virtual format. The format for our fall 2022 cohort has not been determined as yet. The next question is regards to are students receiving scholarships or fellowships for the EdD program? So SOE, we offer a limited number of merit-based scholarship, and that amount ranges from $500 to $2,000, and you do not need to fill out an application for the merit-based scholarship. And the EdD admissions will be selecting students for the merit-based scholarship.
Next question we have, my GRE scores are more than 5 years old. How important is it to retake the GRE for the application? So the GRE is not a required admission item for the EdD program. It is optional. So if you are not inclined to take the GRE, again, since you have older scores, you certainly do not have to include or take the exam or include new test scores if you do not want to do that for this cohort application cycle. It is not required.
The next question is regards to, is there a preferred format for the resume, CV, and problem of practice? I am considering PDF files to maintain formatting, and that's perfectly fine. You are able to submit both the problem of practice and the resume, a CV, in PDF file. The next question is, where can I find a detailed description of each specialization? And that information can be found on the school's website. Please click on the Doctor of Education webpage, and then detailed description of each specialization can be found there.
Just to add to that, Sion, Specifically, if you go on our main webpage, it's education.jhu.edu under academics and then doctoral. And then you'll see the EdD program there, and the program plan section that Sion mentioned has all that information with regard to the format of the program and complete descriptions of the specializations as well. And I've been getting questions about that. You have another
The
question?
next question, I'm sorry.
Okay, another
Go ahead.
question. Thank you, Sia. I missed what was shared about the application resume. Can you please repeat that information? So I was sharing that someone asked if it was required not to have a professional resume format. Was there a certain format that was required? And I did share that no, there is not an exact format that's required. We do accept CVs or resumes. They can be certainly professional resumes, which is the majority of the application resumes that we do receive for the program. So professional is fine. There's no required format.
The next question we have is, are the admissions requirements the same even though it is a fully online program? I'm not sure exactly what this question means, but there are definitely admissions requirements for the EdD program, and that can be found on the school's website under the admissions deadlines and requirements webpage. The next one is, I have a question about the executive sponsor role and my particular situation. How can I ask more about that? So in the email with this recording, I'll be sure to include a link where you can have a conversation with a faculty member of the EdD program to discuss your particular situation that you have in regards to the executive sponsor. And this also relates to the problem practice as well. If you need some guidance, would like to speak to a faculty member about, again, how to align your specialization that you're interested in with the problem of practice, all that can be, again, you're able to have a conversation with the faculty member using that form. Okay, the next question we have is, lost the question. How many people apply and how many typically are accepted? So on average, we accept 200 to 225 applications per cohort year. And the admit rate was 36% for fall 2021. The next question we have is there an in-person graduation ceremony to participate in once the program is over? Curious, since this is an online only program. Yes, there is an in-person graduation ceremony for you to participate. And again, it is optional. And bear with us right now. And Tanya is actually also answering some of the questions as well in the chat box. The next question we have is it required to work full-time and be in the program? Yes, our students are working full-time and they are in the program, part-time. We just have a question, we just received a question in regards to what is an executive sponsor. So please keep in mind the role of this executive sponsor will be non-instructional, but someone from your organization. And ideally, it's someone who works with you in a supervisor capacity. They support and are aware that you're doing this program and that this program entails research. And most importantly, your executive sponsor will help you have access to data and resources. We just received a question. The next one is where to provide the name of the sponsor, executive sponsor. So you will be asked to provide the name of the executive sponsor during the application phase. And also keep in mind this sponsor should also serve as one of the 3 recommendation providers. And someone just asked, can you have 2 executive sponsors? For this program, you would need just 1 executive sponsor. The next question is, what type of computers and software applications would you suggest, Mac versus IBM? Is there a preferred system or brand that JHU doctoral students use? There is no preference, but again, our students use both Mac and IBM. The next question is there a greater benefit to including GRE scores? Please note that GRE is not a requirement for admissions consideration to the EdD program. It is optional for an applicant to submit a GRE test score as part of the application. It's an opportunity for you to present additional evidence of the quantitative and verbal skills required for the doctoral level study. The next question is how many transfer credits can be transferred over from a master's to the EdD program? So we accept 36 transfer credits from the student's master's degree upon admission. The next question we have is if we're in a school setting, would our executive sponsor be our principal, or could it be another person who's able to provide data and mentorship? So definitely it can be your principal, but at your school, if there's like an instructional coach or a lead teacher who could also provide the same data and mentorship, that is perfectly fine. Our next question we have is in regards to the Kira interview. What types of questions are asked? Unfortunately, the Office of Admissions, we're not able to share any details of the types of questions that are asked during the Kira video interview, but we can share that the video interview is recorded. Candidates are presented with oral questions in which their responses are recorded in a written component where candidates will be required to type in their response within a designated time frame. The next question we have is, I am a green card holder. I did not see the place to upload the copy of the proof. No need to upload it. So yes, no need to upload that, a copy of your green card.
Next question we have, after the application is submitted and my Kira interview is scheduled, what if I have internet access issues during my recording? Would this not be considered a redo? Or is there live support to help reestablish my session if any reason my internet is unstable? So there's not actually any live support with the Kira video platform. However, if there's some issue, we would ask that you email our admissions support, and we can look into that with the program office to determine if something went awry, but that would have to be on a case-by-case basis, to be honest with you. We noticed that we do have a few program-related questions for our EdD program office. So I'm going to share my colleague's information, Kathy Chow. She's the academic program coordinator for the EdD program, and you can direct any program specific questions to Kathy. Her email address is Kathy with a C, C-A-T-H-Y .Chow. Chow is spelled C-A-O. So that's Kathy with the C .Chow @jhu.edu. And Kathy is really great about getting back with a response to you. So we encourage you to email Kathy with any questions that you have that are program related.
All right, it looks like there are no more questions. Thank you for joining us today and for your interest in the Doctor of Education program. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.